Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Elaine and I'm living with autoimmune disease. I wanted to talk to you all about refractory autoimmune disease. Have you ever seen that in your medical file, or have you seen it talked about in support groups? Has your rheumatologist or your specialist mentioned the word refractory? Or maybe you've actually heard me speak about my refractory rheumatoid arthritis. Before we jump into this, just remember, I'm a patient, I'm not a doctor. So what I'm about to share with you is pretty much just what I have learned by asking my rheumatologist, by kind of studying it myself. So please remember, this is not medical advice. I think refractory autoimmune disease kind of sneaks into our world. I got a question recently as to why I'm using immunoglobulin for my autoimmune disease. And I responded that I have refractory disease. So we're just kind of trying anything at this point to slow up the progression. I had heard my rheumatologist speak about my refractory rheumatoid arthritis, but I never knew exactly what that meant. So I just came out and asked him, what does that mean? And because I learned, I thought I would share with you all what that meant. Refractory means that it's not responding to typical therapies or typical ways to treat it. I don't mean that you've tried a certain medication and had to stop it yourself because you're either allergic or because you can't endure the side effects. I've had both of those things in my journey, but being refractory actually means you have stayed on the medication and your disease has not responded the way it should to whatever you're on, the biologic, whatever. And by saying it doesn't respond, this means, like in my rheumatoid arthritis, that my inflammation markers stay high in my blood, the CRP, the SUD rate, white blood cell count, neutrophils, the kind of things that they look for in your blood for inflammation. And it means that your joints are still swollen. You're still showing signs of synovitis. So it's an actual documented way that your disease is not responding to the biologic or the targeted therapy the way that it should. In my personal journey, I shared with you all that I have been allergic to Remicade. I actually had an allergic reaction, so I had to stop that therapy. And I couldn't endure the side effects of Xeljanz. So technically, it wasn't that I didn't respond to those therapies. Those had to be discontinued for other reasons. Now, when I say I haven't responded to many medications, I'm talking about I've taken Humira and stayed on that for a period of time. I've taken Enbrel, stayed on that for a period of time. Taken Cimzia, stayed on that for a period of time. Orencia, Actemra, Rinvoq, Rituxan, the list goes on and on. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I did. Oh, Kevzara. So I have taken all of those biologics, and although my body may have responded to those in the beginning, lowering my inflammation levels, seeing improvement in my quality of life, at a certain point, my body quit responding to those targeted therapies. Technically, in the medical world, I failed those therapies. However, I hate when they say that we failed the therapies, because we didn't fail anything. We took it. Those therapies failed us. So I don't like it when they say we failed a medication or the patient failed a medication. We didn't fail anything. You didn't fail anything. That medication failed you. So refractory just means that your autoimmune disease, whatever it is, has not responded to the therapy the way it should have. Make sense? For me, my rheumatoid arthritis is considered refractory because I've had so many targeted therapies fail me. And to the person that asked me why I'm taking immunoglobulin, that is because we are trying to slow down the progression of both systemic sclerosis and rheumatoid arthritis and improve my quality of life. And by taking the immunoglobulin, it may or may not work. They have seen in certain patients that immunoglobulin, somehow the immune system responds to it and it improves quality of life for some. But hopefully that helps you all. Now, if you see the word refractory in support groups, or if you hear that word from your specialist, or even on this channel, if you hear me talk about my refractory rheumatoid arthritis diagnosis, you now understand it means that a person has tried many things and not responded. If you are starting your autoimmune journey, please don't let this discourage you. Refractory disease is not common. Usually you will find something that will help you improve the quality of life and help you get back to living a better life than where you're at now. So I don't want to scare you. I have had rheumatoid arthritis for 16 years. So that's why my disease is refractory. I have tried all these different medications. If you are starting your journey, there are a lot of therapies out there for you to try. There are TNF inhibitors, there's B-cell therapies, there are IL-6, there's JAK inhibitors. There's so much out there for you to try. So please don't get discouraged. And really, this is just to share because I got some questions about what refractory meant. If you're curious about the SCIG, the immunoglobulin that I take, I will leave you a video down below of my experience with that. I feel like you all might have a lot more questions than just what refractory is. So if you have another question about a term I use here on this channel or anything about my journey that you'd like to know, leave me a comment down below and maybe I can film a future video about that topic. I think this is a good one. It's kind of specialized, but I know there's other patients who have heard this word before. And also I want you to know that if you are refractory like I am, you're not alone. If you like these videos that give you a look into the autoimmune disease life or terminology, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you all want to hear a little more about these kind of things. If you are new here, I am a patient living with autoimmune disease. I have rheumatoid arthritis, systemic sclerosis, and lupus. If you haven't yet subscribed and you'd like to come along on my adventure, I would love to have you. The more friends, the more better. My adventure is sometimes fun, it is sometimes medical, but it is always an adventure. Subscribing is absolutely free, so please hit the subscribe button. I am going to try to upload a little bit more, so if you hit that bell, it'll tell you when I upload, and again, it's free. So as always, until my next adventure, go have yours.